Hey, what's up? It's Andrew. I've literally just woken up, so ignore my bed there. Try and ignore it as best you can. But I wanted to make this video whilst it was fresh in my mind. And I'm going to tell you a story about a hero. And it's called The Hero's Journey. So there was this boy in a small village. He was just an ordinary boy going through life. Wasn't particularly brave, but he played sport. He loved to play sport. And every evening he'd go to school and he'd come back and he'd tend to his grandmother and he'd go to bed. And the next day he'd go to school and he'd tend his grandmother and he'd go to bed. And this happened for many years of his life. And when he was 14 in his village, one morning he woke up and he didn't go to school because there was chaos in the village. Everyone was running around screaming because there was a dragon nearby. And someone had to go and fight the dragon. So the leader of the village stood up and he said, "I'm too old now." He was a wise man, but he was old. And he said, "I need someone to go and fight this dragon." And there was only 3 boys in the village. And this boy that I'm talking about, he was by far the fittest. He loved to play sport, he did boxing, and he would be the perfect match for the dragon. But he was scared, and he enjoyed his comfortable life. He didn't want to give that up for the risk of death. He didn't want to give that up for the risk of going on the adventure towards the dragon. So he said no. And another boy went up. A chubby boy, a boy that wasn't ready, but he went off on the adventure. And the boy's life, the boy that I'm talking about, the hero's journey, he went back to his normal life. And he went to school and he tended his grandmother and he went back to school and so on and so on. Until 2 weeks later there was news that the other boy, the chubby boy, had died. He had failed the hero's adventure. So now there was only 2 boys left. And again, the hero said, "No, I don't want to do it. I'm comfortable." So the other boy went off on the adventure, going on the trek up the mountains towards the dragon's lair, to go slay this dragon. So the boy, the main story, the main character, he went back to school and he went back to his grandmother and so on. And then only 2 days later, this other boy had died. But the hero said no still. He didn't want to go on this adventure. He was scared. The other 2 boys had died. He wasn't going to risk his whole life to slay this dragon. So he said no. And at this point, the wise man took the hero under his belt and he started training him, and he faced him to new challenges. He exposed him to new challenges. He made him walk through the water in the cold. He made him go on fasts every day. He made him go on nofap. And after a month, this boy had become brave. He'd become self-disciplined. He knew that it was his calling to go and slay this dragon. So he put himself to the mission. He set his life purpose as slaying this dragon. So off he went. And on his journey towards the dragon's lair, he met so many obstacles. There was a huge icy river that he had to cross, but his training had prepared him for that. So he went through with it, and that was fine. There was a huge, dark forest, but he had trained for that. He trained for the wolves. He trained for everything that was in that forest. So he was fine, and he kept battling through. He kept getting over obstacles, and he got to beside the dragon's lair. And at this point, he was so scared. The dragon was asleep, but it would wake up if he'd made a single sound. But he knew this is what he had to do. He had to be brave. He had to get out of his comfort zone. So he tiptoed up to the dragon. And as he got closer, he stirred the dragon. The dragon woke up. But just in time, the hero pulled out his dagger and he stabbed the dragon in the heart. The dragon died. The hero defeated the dragon. He had served his life's purpose. So he walked back to his village and he was a hero. He went from a boy to a hero. He was successful. He had completed his life's purpose. And that's exactly how you need to view your life. Don't try and live the comfortable life. Don't set your dreams on making money or having sex or living on a beach working 4 hours a week. Living the comfortable life will not give you the deep fulfillment that you need. The deep fulfillment, your brain chemistry should be your life goal. That is your life goal, to be satisfied in your brain chemistry. And the only way you can do that is by being a visionary. By visioning the world in some incredible way. By believing that you can have an impact on the world. That's what you need to do. And yes, your journey will replicate the hero's journey. Because they've done scientific experiments and they've proven that every single hero, everyone that has a purpose, goes through the stages that the hero went through. They wanted to live the comfortable life, and they refused the calling to fulfill their purpose. They said, no, I just want to stay in my life. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to have one relationship. I want to settle down. I want to live mediocrely. I want to be average. And then they get a mentor, they read books, or they're exposed to something that changes their view. And they accept their life's purpose. They say, yes, I don't want to live this life of mediocrity. I want to make an impact on the earth. So, you're going to set out on your journey after you've made that decision. You're going to set out on this journey towards your life purpose. And no, it will not be easy. You'll face many challenges. Think of a video game. Level 1, boss at the end. Level 2, boss at the end. You'll be many challenges you'll have to go through. But eventually, you will get to the final boss. And you'll have to face your inner demons. If you're scared, you'll have to get over that. If you're depressed, you'll have to get over that. If you procrastinate, you'll have to get over that. If you're not self-disciplined enough, you'll have to get over that. If you have anxiety, you'll have to get over that. But you will get over that because you've been through all the challenges and you've been mentored. You've read the books. You've done the challenges. And you will slay the dragon. You will reach your life's purpose. If you set out, if you decide right now that you want to make an impact on the world and you set out on this journey, you stop refusing the calling and you go back and you take this journey and you slay the dragon and you return to the village and you preach what you've done. You tell everyone about what you've done. You share the lessons that you know. You share everything that you've learned and you're regarded as a hero, fulfilling your life's purpose. And then you become the mentor at the end. You're the one that teaches people. That is what your life should be. Stop living mediocrely. Stop thinking average. Think big. The only way you're going to have deep fulfillment is by seeking a purpose and fulfilling it. And that is what I have committed myself to. No, I'm not at the end of the journey. No, I haven't completed my life's purpose. I'm at the start. I'm on my way to the dragon's lair, but at least I've accepted my calling. And that's what you need to do today. That's the first step. Stop thinking small and start thinking big. That's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please do what I'm telling you to do. Like the video and subscribe. And if you want to find out how self-disciplined you are, then do the quiz at andrewkirby.net. It's the first link in the description and it's the first link in the comment. Just go over there, see how self-disciplined you really are before setting out on this journey. But that's it from me. I'll see you tomorrow.